You're watching TSU-TV 98.
Coming up on TSU-TV News 98, live at 5. TSU takes a step closer to having independent leadership.
Plus, we'll introduce to you the new leader at our University Career Development Center.
From the TSU News Network, your News 98, live at 5, starts now.
Live from the campus of Tennessee State University in Nashville, this is TSU-TV News 98, live at 5.
TSU takes another step towards self-governing. Good evening, and welcome to TSU-TV News 98. I'm Alexis Thornton.
And I'm Jordan Gaither. As a part of the Focus Act, TSU is moving to become more of a self-governing institution. The state legislature approved Governor Bill Haslam's nominees for TSU's University Board February 13th. The board will now be official when they meet and begin leadership of the university. The Focus Act is changing. The state's 6 public education institutions are governed. Instead of being under the State Board of Regents, TSU and the other 5 universities will be governed by a local board.
The arrival of a new director of the Career Development Center comes with new changes to the university and how students get more in-depth with their major. TSU News 98's Lanisha Greer has the story.
A new director could mean new possibilities for students at TSU. Engineering major Mari Anderson hopes the new director will reach out to companies he can gain experience from.
Sometimes they're not internships that offer that kind of, I guess, education. Like being able to understand what my job is going to be when I get out or when I get this job or why I'm working for this internship as opposed to I just want the internships I can put on my resume type thing.
For first-year student DeMarcus Felton, a new director could mean more opportunities for his major of music education.
What will help me is to bring more band directors out and have them offer internships at their colleges or high schools, anything to help so I can learn how to teach. Director of the Career Development Center, Charles Jennings, has big plans for students needing help in their major.
What I'm looking to do is really take the services that have already been done, taking it to another level, but also trying to provide some more innovative ideas, innovative programs that can really get the students prepared for the professional world.
DeMarcus would like to see more diversity at the career fair.
I feel like career fairs are kind of lopsided to the nurses and the business majors, and there's all other types of majors learning here, and like everybody deserves a fair chance.
For TSU News 98, I'm Lanisha Greer.
This is the first time in a while the Career Center has had a director.
Some students are getting a jump start on their careers in the music industry. TSU hosted an event designed to help aspiring musicians, independent artists, songwriters, and producers on being radio ready. Guest speakers included industry professionals such as Nakia Haling, the Director of Radio Promotions for E1 Nashville, Josh Bennett, the Vice President of Client Solutions for Nielsen Music, and Nashville's own Dola White, Program Director for 101.1 The Beat.
TSU is making the internet better. In recognition of Black History Month, the librarians of Tennessee State University and Vanderbilt University hosted a Wikipedia edit-a-thon to improve coverage of notable people and events in the evolution of Black education in Tennessee. Students, faculty, and staff were on hand to add information where citations were needed based on authoritative sources.
Students from Tennessee State University and Vanderbilt University faced off in their first ever great debate. Topics range from criminal justice to civil disobedience and ethics. The event was held on a neutral ground at the Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church in Nashville. Organizers said the event helped students improve their critical thinking and communication skills. While both teams scored well in the debate, the team from Vandy slightly edged TSU for the win.
TSU Tigers are putting their mark on the nation's capital. Students and faculty gathered to travel to our nation's capital for what was called Destination DC. On the trip, sponsored by SGA, students got a chance to visit the new National Museum of African American History and Culture. TSU senior Zeph Patterson talks about the experience on the trip.
I went on the trip because I thought it was a great opportunity. I went with the Aristocratic Bands in September when we played for the president on the South Lawn, but unfortunately we weren't able to do anything while we were in DC. It was strictly business. We went there for the event and then we left. I think a lot of students gain a cultural experience, even though we're technically still in the South in Washington DC. We're further away from the dirty South. I think one of the memorable parts was they had an aircraft that they remodeled and they tried to redesign it and basically recreate one of the Tuskegee Airmen's aircraft, and there was a lot of really cool random stuff. They had Marcus Garvey's hat in one of the exhibits, guitars, random cars, they had Cadillacs and stuff. I think the most memorable part was when I saw Emmett Till's casket. If we were going to DC again and do the exact same trip, I would say we would go to the National African American Museum and really split it up in 2 days.
The National Museum of African American History and Culture includes several displays from TSU, including the illustrious Tiger Bells.
TSU and the Department of Communications is honoring some of our pioneer leaders. Join us Friday in the Performing Arts Center Recital Hall from 10 until noon for this special program. Longtime Communications Department Professor Donald Page will be among the special guests being recognized at this special event. Coming up, we will take a look back at the past year in the life of Miss TSU Alicia Jones.
And President Trump met up with HBCU leaders in the White House. But it was a random photo that's getting all the press. Find out why, coming up next.
This is TSU-TV News 98, live at 5.
Becoming Miss TSU takes hard work and preparation.
However, current Miss TSU, Alicia Jones, has proven with faith and dedication it is possible to achieve. TSU News 98's Tyra Prude has more.
It's every freshman girl's dream to one day hold the position of Miss Tennessee State University. However, only one person can receive the title. Last spring, that person was Alicia Jones. The idea of Alicia becoming Miss TSU came after her admiration for previous students that held the position.
Maya Black was the queen my freshman year, and coming into a university, I admired her my freshman year.
2 years then passed. After actively being involved on campus as Miss Zeta Alpha Chapter, a member of Hypnotize, and creating Inspirational Wednesday, Alicia knew she was ready to fight for the crown.
My campaigning began before SEC week started. I fasted for about 2.5 months. And I did a lot of buying and shopping, ordering offline, talking to people, had meetings, discussed what I needed to get done, shirts, keychains, food, everything.
Alicia's campaign slogan was, "A different TSU." This slogan, and help from her friends, helped her win the title of Miss TSU.
When I won, it was just overwhelming. It was great. It was love all at one time. It was amazing.
Winning the title of Miss TSU came with a lifelong friendship with Mr. TSU, Jordan Gaither.
What made it easy for us to, really work together, connect, was the fact that she was very genuine. She never judged me. She was always there for me. And she made it easy to do my position.
With her title, Alicia has hosted her own seminars for young women and has also continued Inspirational Wednesday. More is to come for Alicia before her term ends in May. For the TSU News Network, I'm Tyra Prude.
Mark your calendars for the upcoming SEC week. It takes place April 2nd through the 8th.
TSU is offering a new free service for students needing help in any subject. You can sign up for Tiger Tutoring. All you have to do is go to www.tutorme.com/TNState. Follow the instructions, starting with putting in your TN State email address. You'll be matched with a tutor in less than 3 minutes, no matter what the subject is. Administrators hope this program can help students struggling to keep up their GPAs and needed help at any hour. It's that time of the year again, and once more, TSU's accounting department is offering free help to file your taxes. All you have to bring is your W-2s and all the related information, including your ID, your tuition statement, and any other tax documents. TSU's accounting department is IRS certified. You can get help at any Saturday between now and April 15th tax filing deadline. Bring your information to the Avon Williams campus, room 250. For more information, call 211.
TSU will soon be honoring its top students. The annual honors convocation is coming up at the end of the month. It will be held March 28th at 9:45 in Keene Hall. The annual event recognizes TSU honors students as well as students making the dean's and president's list. Several department and extracurricular honors groups will also be recognized at this event. All students are encouraged to attend this prestigious event.
A photo from President Glenda Glover's trip to the White House is getting some unusual attention. While meeting with the president and leaders from most of the nation's HBCUs, a White House photographer snapped this picture as the group gathered. It's gaining a lot of attention for what some are calling White House aide Kellyanne Conway's disrespectful way of sitting on the couch. She even had her shoes on. But if you notice, in the center of the picture, there's our TSU president beside President Trump. Was Conway disrespectful? You decide. Coming up, we will meet one of the stars of the TSU Tigers tennis team.
And find out about the next production to take the stage in the Cox Lewis Theater. That's coming up next in Tiger Talk.
Welcome back, TSU. Today in Tiger Talk, we are welcoming the coordinator of the theater program here at TSU and the director of our upcoming production for Colored Girls, Dr. Lawrence James. So how are you today, Dr. James?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your position here as the director of the theater program.
Yes, I'm coordinator of theater here at TSU, and in that capacity, I sort of orchestrate all the activities that we have going on, from our courses to our productions, student activities as well. And as you say, we are working on our next production, which is for colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough, by Ntozake Shange, and that comes up at the end of this month.
Okay, so speaking of For Colored Girls, why did you choose this particular production for the campus?
Yeah, For Colored Girls is a well-known production, I'd say even famous production. This past year, 2016, was the 40th anniversary of that production. It opened on Broadway in 1976, and it was recognized because it was the second only production that had reached Broadway that had been written by an African American woman, and it was nominated for a Tony Award that year. So in 2016, there was a 40-year revival of that show, and so it was revived in a number of cities like Atlanta, St. Louis, and in fact, last semester here at TSU, there was a panel symposium on the play and the showing of the movie. Most people are probably most familiar with the movie version of it, but there is a stage production of it, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing the stage version of it.
And it was originally a stage play before it came to movie theaters.
That's right, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So as you stated, mainly people have seen the movie, so how are you guys going to present it differently to the audience in, I guess, the stage form? Well,
we're doing it in its original form, meaning that the stage version of it, it's really a series of poetic monologues that's done by several different women. Actually, there are 7 women, and they are designated only by color, like Lady in Red, Lady in Green, Orange, and so forth. And in this version, we don't have all of the camera action. It's just the raw, I would say, literature. And I think there's something that's special about stage. I think you'll hear a lot of the very famous actors say they always go back to the stage. And there's something about the immediacy of being in the presence of living theater that's different from the film. And I think with the poems, with the music, dance, I think we'll bring that specialization of stage action.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm excited. I think it'll be really good. And thank you again for coming and sharing about the production that's coming up.
Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. Okay, so coming up in sports, we will take a look back at the men's basketball team season and how they are preparing for the postseason. Kody brings you that and more with sports next.
March is here, and that means it's time for lots of action on the hardwood as the men's basketball team gears up for postseason play later this week. TSU-TV's Andre Mayberry takes a look back at some highlights from the regular season.
The Tennessee State University's men's basketball team started off having a great year by winning 7 games back-to-back, including 5 of them to be away games. Their first loss of the season was against Vanderbilt University, an SEC team. They later went on to play against 2 other teams in the ACC conference, the first being North Carolina State and the second Duke University. Lead point guard Tajir McCall, averaging at least 14 points a game, went on to lead his team against Duke University. In the end, they lost by 10 points but still exceeded expectation. After playing against difficult teams outside the OVC, the winning streak for TSU started to become disassembled. Moving forward and towards the end of the season, the wins weren't as consecutive as the beginning, but still wins nonetheless. In a sit-down interview with Coach Ford, quote, "We are just working on sharpening up our shots and focusing in on defense." Coach Ford will go on to lead Tennessee State in the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament and host of earning a seed in the NCAA Tournament. Hopefully, they will remain consistent in winning as they did in the beginning of the season.
The OVC tournament begins tonight with the Tigers in action against Southeast Missouri State at the University in the first round. March Madness is just around the corner, and teams are already locked in for the tournament. According to SB Nation, the top 16 teams in the tournament have been selected, with Kansas currently at the top. The seeds are due to change based on the performance displayed in the upcoming regular season. With 16 spots secure out of the available 45, this leaves a fight for the remaining seeds. The selection committee will pick the final teams to join the March Madness on March 12th, and the tournament starts on March 14th. Since everyone is so excited about March Madness, we thought we would get some students from TSU to see if they predict will be in the Final Four and win the NCAA Men's Championship.
Today, we're going to find out who TSU students believe will win March Madness. So who do you think will be in the Final Four?
My predictions for the Final Four will have to be probably Kansas, UCLA, Gonzaga, and I think my Kentucky boys will surprise people.
I hope Duke win it all, though. This is my team, Duke. The Duke Devils, of course. The best, the greatest.
I think Kentucky will win because they're my favorite college team.
I don't know. I hate to say. I think it's going to be a real upset. Like a Cinderella team going to win. As soon as March Madness hit, I'm watching TV 24/7.
Selection Sunday is March 12th at 5 p.m. on CBS. In softball, the Tennessee State Lady Tigers face off against the Lady Hornets of Alabama State on Friday. The Lady Hornets had a strong start with a 4-1 lead at the end of the 4th inning, but the Tigers rallied back with Anika Clinton and Kim Tice producing back-to-back hits to score runs to make it 7-3 Hornets. The Tigers fell to the Hornets 12-3, taking them to 4-7 on the season. Being a college student and juggling classes assignments is tough enough, but for Tennessee State's athletes, it's a lot more added to their daily routine to be competitive in their sport. News 98's Justin Woolen had the opportunity to talk with Grant Maddox from the Tennessee State's men's tennis team to learn how to maintain his 4.0 GPA and average he excels in his sport. Maddox tells us in his own words.
I'm Grant Maddox. I'm a junior here at Tennessee State University. I'm on the men's tennis team, and I'm a supply chain management major, and I have a 4.0 GPA. Yeah, you know, balancing tennis and school is not necessarily the easiest thing. You know, tennis takes up a ton of time between, you know, morning workouts, practice in the afternoon, and then maybe rehab in between here and there. And then all throughout that, I've got classes. You know, then what comes along with classes is normally team projects, and I've got to meet up with people outside of class, you know. So time management can be a bit of an issue. Sleep can be an issue. It can be a struggle at times. It can. You know, advice coming in would be humble, be humble coming in. Don't come in too egotistical. Another piece of advice would be, which goes along with humility, would be to ask for help when you need it. Because there's a lot of times when people need help, but they don't want to ask for that help. I never thought I was going to fail a class, because I always stayed ahead of the curve. I've had 2 B's at midterm before, but they were 2 of the easiest classes I ever taken. And I think they gave me a B because they didn't give anybody an A at midterm. They tried to keep everybody on the edge. That's really what happened. I really had an A in there. They just didn't want to give me an A at midterms. They trying to freak me out on purpose. But I guess as a class, the one I had to work the hardest for was accounting. Accounting, it wasn't fun. Top 3 things that can relate from the tennis court to the classroom. Discipline, self-awareness. 3rd, probably that time management. Just handling, balancing all that one class has to it, and then on top of that you have 4 other classes. So you have 5 classes. You got to manage all the different things, all those professors, and normally each professor doesn't really care about any of the classes you got going on. It's just that class, right? So you've got that kind of stress in every class to do it, and then once you've already established yourself as someone who can do things well, you have even more pressure because now you're battling your own self, and then you're battling the expectations of others. So managing that time is crucial, and I find myself falling off track when I don't manage my time appropriately.
Grand Mass has plenty of opportunity to practice time management. The men's tennis team has several matches left to the end of the spring semester. The Tiger basketball team continues to prep for the OVC tournament starting today through March 4th in Nashville's Municipal Auditorium. Go to ovcsports.com for ticket information. The softball team is getting ready to head to Memphis, Tennessee, March 3rd through the 5th, where they will play against Louisiana Tech, Wright State, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Memphis. The men and women's tennis teams will be at home for a tennis match against Austin Peay and Murray State on March 17th and 18th. In the NHL, the Nashville Predators will be playing their rivals, the Chicago Blackhawks, on Saturday night at 7 in Bridgestone Arena. The Preds are trying to make a comeback from the last game against the Hawks, which ended in a loss 2-5. What do y'all think about the tournament? Is TSU going to make it to the Final Four?
I have strong hopes.
Yes, I do. We need to win the OVC first, though, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Let's see.
Coming up, hear more about the latest production coming to TSU's theater.
And we take you inside the African Heritage Showcase, where you can learn more about this dynamic culture.
Students gathered together to experience and honor Black history at TSU's very first African Heritage Showcase, hosted by the African Students Association. Students demonstrated the culture by performing dance, poetry, and spoken word. The event also featured original works of art and traditional African cuisine. The next play, a new theatrical production, is about to come to the stage in the Cox Lewis Theater. The play starts March 29th through the 21st at 7 p.m. with a Sunday matinee, Sunday, April 1st at 3 p.m. The story is based on a series of poems about the experiences of African American women through history. The play will be in the Performing Arts Center Theater. Admission is free. You can hear some great tunes performed by some of your fellow students right here in the Performing Arts Center. The music department is presenting a jazz combo group concert Tuesday, March 28th at 7 p.m. The concert will be held in the E.T. Goins Recital Hall. The concert is free and open to the public. So are you guys excited for this production and concert that is coming to campus?
I'm really excited for this production.
Yes, me too. I think I'm going to, try to slide through there.
That's all that we have for this edition of TSU-TV News.
Join us this time, March 29th, for more news you can use. Good night.